What's going on, guys? Because Base here, and today I'm going to show you how to retrofit the headlights. Alright guys, items needed for this would be spring clamps. You can find this at Home Depot for 99 cents a piece. So go ahead and grab you a few. The picture hanging wire, you need a 28 gauge, same thing, Home Depot. Go copy one of these. A little small Phillips screwdriver, a flathead. I call this the separator pliers. As you can see, it opens the other way. This is a lifesaver right here. I recommend y'all get this. Y'all can't do it with just the flathead, but with this, it's that much easier. You don't need those pliers, some wire cutters, regular pliers. You will need a drill with a 3/8 drill bit. Your choice of halos. In this case, it'll be the Starry halos. Of course, your headlights, which would be a Spec D. Ford Fusion 2010-2012 model headlights, what I'm be working on. An oven, of course, you need that. Most everybody has that, of course. If you have a air compressor or a blower or a keyboard cleaner, you will need that as well. And most importantly, a bottle opener. So let's get it. Alright guys, first things first, let's go ahead and put a soft cloth or some kind of microfiber towel or something underneath here so we won't scratch the lens when we flip it over. Just go ahead and move this real quick. Move that back. Could be anything, could be a towel, it don't matter. As long as you don't, anything that covers the actual lens when we flip it over. Because what we're going to do now, as you can see, the back side, we're going to remove every single thing that we don't need in there while it's in the oven. So, of course, got to remove this. Remove that part. We don't need the lights. Alright, we're going to need to remove each one of these little caps that go on the light. As you can see, this way it's open, when the other way it's closed. So I already go ahead and did that. Pull these out. Same thing with this one. Pull that out. We don't need the bulbs in there, so as you can see, there's a little push pin in there. Just push it in. Just pull this bulb out. And make sure you don't touch it. It's kind of hard to do with one hand. I'll put it out here in a minute. Same thing with this one. Push that in. Same way, just pull it out. We're gonna inspect it, make sure there's no screws that actually hold the lens in place, which I don't see any, if I remember correctly. It's basically these clips, as you can see these. We are gonna remove these little metal pieces from each little connector. Remove those, and like I said, there's anything else that's actually, usually on other headlights you'll find screws that actually screw into the lens, but this one, in this case, you don't have to do that. Before anything, I like to preheat the oven. Go ahead and set it for 220 degrees, which I already did right now. It's gonna go up eventually. And in the meantime, while you're waiting that, let's go ahead and get the headlight ready for it to be put in the oven. Alright, basically I wanted to talk to you about the two different sealants you'll find in headlights. On this particular one, it has what it's called the Butyl Sealant, as you can see here. Butyl Sealant is actually reusable, which is a plus for us, which we will do in here, and I'll show you how to do that. And basically, like I said, it's a more flexible out of the two. You'll be able to work with it more easier than it is than the other one. Now, the second one is called the Permaseal. That one is not reusable. It's a more solid sealant. Those are actually found in most OEM cars. But as you can see here, we have an aftermarket one, and most of those come with the Butyl Sealant. Like I said, you have to reopen them again by any case, or you want to switch some out in there, you can do that with this type of sealant. So luckily for us, that's what we have. Once you actually preheated the oven, it's actually there where you need it. Let's go ahead and open it up and put the headlights inside. And remember, try not to touch any of the metal piece with your hands. Like so. Don't worry about the wires, nothing's gonna happen to it. Go ahead and close it. And let's set a timer. If I didn't tell you in the beginning, you do need a timer. You can use your phone, or if the oven has one. Go ahead and set it for 10 minutes. And then we just wait. Now while that is actually baking, the tools you're gonna need right now are actually the flathead, and like I said, if you have the separator pliers, pull those out. Also, if you have some kind of towel or glove, something to pull out the headlight in case it's too hot, make sure you use those, and that's basically it. Alright, now that the timer's done, let's go ahead and pull them out. Alright, now you have it out. Basically get a flathead, start at the corner at the strong point, and start twisting it open. Pop that sucker open. Space enough where you can put that, as you can see, or you can, this is where the separator pliers come in, which I'll do now. As you can see, start opening it up. On each little tab, just use the flathead as well, and move it open. Just keep going down the line, as you can see right here. Just work your way down. Use the flathead to put it through. And let me go ahead and finish this, so I can show you how it looks when it's open. One thing I did want to show you, whenever you're separating, you see how the Butyl Sealant is separating, just get the flathead, run it across, straight through. That way you can flatten everything out, like so. And then, basically, you opened up your housing. Now, while that's separated, go ahead and flatten out the butyl that's inside of it. Run the flathead down through it, because we will be using this cylinder, reusing it again. And the smoother your surfaces, the more better it actually stick on there. So just run it through. Run it through like so. It's hard to do because I'm trying to hold this and do this at the same time, so just bear with me, guys. Bear with me. It's like I'm doing now. Just run it through like that. Simple as that. There you go. On to the next part, guys. Now that we have both lenses removed from each headlight, we are gonna now work on removing the housing, which is the actual inner part of the headlight. If you can see the black part, it's actual housing. So we're gonna remove 3 screws. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, once you remove the screws, just basically pop it up with a little tug. And it's released. Alright, now that we got it all off, we are actually going to test fit the halo so we can see where we want to mark to make the holes for. And like I said, if you do plan on painting this, I suggest you do this step first. That way you don't damage any of your paint or scratch it or anything like that. Have this step done beforehand. That way you get the paint, all you got to do is, the hole's already mounted there, and just run the wire through. I'll show you how to do it in a minute, and be done with it. Now as far as the second halo, as you can see, it won't fit in there. But there's a solution, don't worry. Basically what you do is, in the reflector of the high beam in the inside of the housing, or should we say the bucket, what we called it, basically all you're going to do is put it like so, drill a hole in the bottom and one on top, which I will show you once I get it done. And basically that eliminates it from actually being inside of this side, and once you have it all in, you won't notice a difference. You won't tell this is. Alright, let's start off with this one first. Basically get your drill and your drill bit. It's a 1/16, and basically you drill a hole, like I said, from the top, from up here. Drill a hole in there. Hold on. To the marker for now. Same thing with the bottom. As closest to the edge as you can. Let me go ahead and drill it, that way I can do it actually right. Alright, once you make your holes and everything's cleaned up, remember also make sure you don't touch in there with your fingers because it will stain it. Use a microfiber towel or blow it off with a keyboard cleaner or air compressor if you have one. But basically what you do is get your 28 gauge wire. These are found at Home Depot, and they actually come with their own cutter, which is a nice touch. Basically, cut a little piece off, make it into the U shape, put it through the hole like so. You get the halo, put it in between it, and then basically start twisting the wires until you have it set where you want it. And I'll show you how it is when it's done. Alright, basically drill the hole here and one on top, and just clean it up. Once you got them both properly fitted inside the actual housing, basically you'll get some needle nose and just twist like this. And you don't want to over tighten them, just enough where it holds it in place, like so. And do the same to the bottom one and cut off the excess, and then that's good to go as far as this one. Let's move on to the next one. Alright guys, so as far as the actual housing and those halos, I'm actually going to sit it a little bit behind it, like so, where it basically covers up the whole part of it, like that. Covers up some of the top part, but not too much. You'll still be able to notice it, but basically covers that whole hole that's there. And we're gonna drill a hole on the left, right, and the bottom side. The top part, we won't need it. So I'm gonna go ahead and drill the holes now, and then I'll show you where I made them. Alright, holes been drilled, as you can see. One there, one in the bottom, and the one on the left side. Like I said, the top is not needed. So let's go ahead and run the wire through it and put the halo on. Alright, now that I've done the holes on both housings, as you can see, right here. Normally I'll just throw in the halos and be ready to wrap it up and put them back together, but we are going to paint these. He wanted actual black, gloss black paint, since these came with the plastic look. It gives it more of a pop. So we're going to clean them up and go ahead and send them out to get painted. Let's see, I'll see you when they come back. And we're back, guys. Just barely got these back from paint, and they look freaking amazing. Now, I know what you're going to say. They do sell some that already come with paint. And in this case, he didn't buy those, so that's why we had him paint them. But I believe these actually look a little bit better. It's called, it has what it's called the super black on it. Glossed up, looks real nice. So, now all we're going to do, since we already have our hose pre-made, just run the halo and the wire around it and get it all set. Let's just do that now. Now what I like to do, I always start on one side first. You know, twist this side off first, and I'll work on the right side, or I mean left side and do the bottom part last. That way you can kind of actually adjust it to where it sits flush in the middle, and then just tighten them from there. And now as you can see, they're all fitted in, perfectly snugged in there, and that's how it look. See how it looks in the back. I just gotta cut off the excess and I'll be done with these. One thing I did want to note, and it's very, very important, especially with these halos, you kind of want to put them as in the same starting point as you have the other ones, because the way these run, since they have the chasing lights, it starts from here and going around. So basically, if you wherever this is at, that's where it's the starting point, and you don't want it over here on this side and have the other halo and starting from the other side, because it won't match. So basically, you have to make sure they're positioned in the same position as the next one to it. Same thing with the other halos. You kind of want to make everything. You want everything to match, basically. The same point. Mark it on the other headlight. Do the same thing. All right. Now that we got the halo positioned in the housing, we want to put it back on the lens. But before we do that, we got to make sure we clean up all any marks that we have made inside the housing and the lens. Blow it out with like I said, a keyboard cleaner or air compressor. Or with this, you can get a microfiber towel or something like that and clean it off before you do that. And with this, it's plain simple. You set it back in the lens. Make sure each hole lines up where it came off. Where's the other one? Right there. And basically just put the screws back in. Alright guys, the next part is pretty simple. Basically we're going to run the wires through this little rubber boot that's in there, which I already pulled out. As you can see in the back side. Should be this thing right here. Basically what you're going to get is like a 3/8 drill bit. Drill a hole through it because it's pretty thick. I would say use a razor blade, but like I said, it's pretty thick. And basically just push the wire through, as you can see, like this. And leave it as is now, because we still have to run the other wire in when we do put the lens and the housing together. But that's basically how you're going to do that. Once that is all done, all we have left to do is reseal the lens to the actual housing. If you get your butyl sealant, which I don't have right now, all you gotta do is heat it up in the oven for 2 minutes for 150 degrees. And then that will make it more flexible, more usable, and run any the cracks that you need, where especially where it has no butyl sealant, like this part right here. And keep going all around until basically got the whole thing sealed up real nice. And we're gonna squeeze it all together with the clamps that we got right here. And don't forget to reconnect the daytime running lights with these two clips right here, which I will show you how to reseal. Alright, once again, pop the headlights in. Put the headlights back in the oven. Let me set the timer, 2 minutes. And we'll see you when we come back out. Make sure I get your gloves or towels when you pull it out. Alright, they're about to be done. Let's get ready to pull them out. Alright, first off, what you want to do is press down on the actual lens. That way you can at least get some of it in there, right? Especially the corners, like I'm doing here. If the sealant actually oozes out, it's perfectly fine. That's what you want. That way you know it's actually sealed up right. Then after that, you will put the clips on there and let it sit overnight. Alright guys, it's the next day. I already took off the clips. As you can see, I got a tight seal all around. And this is the most important part of this whole build. You'll get the bottle opener. Open up your favorite drink. Dim the lights. Dim the lights. Sit down and enjoy the hard work you put in. Subscribe if you haven't. Y'all stay tuned so I can show you how to wire the Bluetooth controller. As you can see, I can control everything here in the palm of my hands. See that? I can change show mode. I can make it slower, speed it up, dim it down. Make them bright again. Change to different mode. Has over 200 modes, as you can see here. Like I said, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, share it with your fellow Fusion owners or anybody that wants to do retrofitting on their headlights. Give me comments down below if y'all like this, if it helped y'all out, or anything at all. Just communicate with me. I like that. I actually read them. So, like I said, stay tuned. I will show you how to wire all these halos with the Bluetooth controller if you are interested in it. And like I said, let me know what y'all think. Till next time, Because Bass here, man. See y'all later. Alright guys, right before I get off, I want to give a huge shout out to Christian. I will put his links to his IG down below. Y'all give him a follow. We got big things planned up. This video won't be possible without him. He provided all the material for this. And I told him I would give him a shout out and hooked him up. So y'all give him a follow. Tell him thank y'all for the video.